Hello, hello. It is that time of the week again. It's the Whitespark local update with me, Claire Carlisle.
And with me, Darren Shaw, and today we're going to talk about what we always talk about, which is the latest happenings in local search for the past week. And, sometimes it's not always the latest. Sometimes it's just something you need to know. And so I got some older articles to talk about today. But I'm curious to know, Claire, what is your first thing you want to talk about?
So, the first thing that I would like to talk about today is a rather lovely piece from Andy Simpson, our friend Andy Simpson, who went along to LocalU in Nashville. So, there were lots and lots of speakers there that I would have loved to have seen in action. And we are lucky that Andy has written a Roundup piece, which is on LinkedIn. So we will share that. I love it just because it gives a really good top level overview from his main learnings. I'm not going to go through all of the points because you need to read the post because there's lots in there. My favourite bits were a little bit about Brad Weatherall and the insight that he gave people about dealing with support in Google Business Profile, because he knows about the infrastructure of how the support system actually came about. So that was very interesting. And another little bit, which I would have loved to have seen, which was Crystal Tang giving insights, probably from some research that Uberall did. And it's a really nice little vignette that someone said. It says, I was going to get my hair done, but the website had no pricing. That's it. And then they decided on another salon because there was no pricing on the website. And I think sometimes we forget that it's only these tiny, tiny little things that someone will make a decision. You'll lose the business and they will go somewhere else. So I really like that. So thanks very much, Andy, for writing that up and sharing it. And everyone must go and check it out immediately.
I agree. Basically, LocalU is where lots of the very latest insights happen, and people hold their best tips until they show up at the LocalU conference, and then they deliver them. So you can't share it before the conference. And so this is great for getting this roundup. And I got to say, I am one of those people. I'm like, no pricing. I hate this company. This is the worst company in the world. I can't believe they would not put their pricing on their website. And especially if I'm looking at like a SaaS application, no pricing. You know what that means? It's $10,000 a month. That is my immediate assumption that if you have not listed your pricing, it's because it's so much. And the only way you can ever close a sale is to get a whole team of salespeople hounding me for the next 6 months to get my money. And I'm like, no, I hate you. I will not buy your software. List your pricing or die. That's how I feel about it.
Strong words from Darren Shaw.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about pricing on websites. Yeah. So Crystal, yes, full agreement there. So my article that I want to talk about is from the wonderful, the magnificent Miriam Ellis. We are so fortunate to have Miriam Ellis writing for Whitespark. She is a force in the local search industry, publishing some really fantastic stuff all the time. She's just like such a prolific writer. She's amazing. And you know that she writes like books too, and her book is all famous. And she has this book on Tolkien. She's a huge like Lord of the Rings fan. And she does all these amazing paintings. Man, she's just, I don't know how she does it all, but she is phenomenal. And she has written an article, The Ultimate Guide to Optimizing Your Bing Places Listing. And so you're thinking, Bing, that's so funny. Why would anyone waste their time with Bing? Well, it's a little bit of a renaissance because, and a huge shout out to Gabby on our marketing team. She came up with a very nice little social hook for the social post, and we're gonna attempt it right now. AI is bringing Bing back big time. AI is bringing Bing back big time. Okay, so Claire, I'm going to challenge you. Can you say it 3 times fast? Go.
AI is bringing Bing back big time. AI is bringing Bing back big time. AI is bringing Bing back big time.
Wow, you are pretty good. I struggled with it. I don't think I could get it twice. I'm gonna try. AI is bringing Bing back big time. AI is bringing Bing back big time. AI is bringing Bing back big time. All right. Okay, maybe it's not that hard, but it's still fun to say, and it is also true. It is also true because, Okay, big time is maybe a stretch, but AI is bringing back a little bit. It is a more interesting site than it has been in the past, and this is because ChatGPT's results. Microsoft owns ChatGPT, so you would think that it's time to take a quick look at your Bing listing, go through it and optimize it. And there's some few interesting things about Bing. One, you can choose to just sync it with your Google listing. I love that Bing has done this. Bing is like, we know that you don't give a shit about your Bing listing, but you probably keep your Google listing updated. So how about this? Just click this button and you can import all your information into Bing. So I love that they did that. There's no character limit on the description that we could find. So I'm yet to test this, but I'm going to put the entire transcript of War and Peace into my Bing description and see if it takes it. That'll be very interesting. It's got posts, Google Posts. Probably didn't know that on your Bing listing. You can do announcement posts. There's social links. Their social links include Tumblr and Wikipedia, which I thought was interesting. They have a department section. You can tag your listing as a department. So that's probably worthwhile doing if you're a business with multiple departments. The FAQ section, you can't edit it. You can't add your own. Customers can't even add them. It's just mystery pulled from your website, and it is wrong almost every time. So it's interesting to look at that. So I don't know. Check it out on the article. We will link it in the show notes, and it's worthwhile doing. And we also made a very nice Bing listing optimization checklist. Check it out.
Fabuloso. That's a sort of good segue into my next piece, which is Dr. Pete on Moz. Will the anti-monopoly ruling crack open Google's data? So I can only say that I've tried to follow all of the legal stuff and have got very lost. So normally when I read something, I know that Near Media write a lot about the implications of what has been happening with these things. And I just go, I don't really understand anything. But there are implications. So what is this going to mean? Or what potentially could this mean to my customers, to businesses, to people that rely on Google to reach their marketplace? So thinking about those implications, probably, and we keep talking about this, and it's sort of happening. Will Google always have the monopoly on all parts of the user journey? So potentially this is another, not a nail in Google's coffin, but this is another thing that might mean that we have a little bit more of a diversification of places that people go to start their searches. That's already happening with LLMs, to a small part. So we're looking at potentially more viable alternative search platforms. So think about relationships, think about Bing, think about Bing's infrastructure of business listings. If Bing partnered with something else, like the same way that we're seeing it in ChatGPT, or it was partnered with something else, then there'll be more visibility for those listings. And then when we think about self-preferencing by Google, we've got maps, flights, travel, all of that stuff. If that was broken up, it wouldn't be such a monopoly. So again, it's important to make sure that you have your listings in other places that might be pulled in or might make relationships with other platforms. We need to be multi-platform and not just Google only. And it's just another thing that makes me think, okay, just make sure that where people will be searching, you need to make sure that you are visible and findable, and that the information they find will reflect what it is that you do and who you serve. And that's it.
It sounds to me like the DOJ ruling is bringing Bing back big time. That's, we can thank many sources for bringing Bing back big time.
One, I need a t-shirt that says that.
We do need a t-shirt. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And two, I need to be sponsored by Bing.
That's right. We should do this episode sponsored by Bing.
Bringing Bing back big time. Bringing Bing back.
All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is I noticed something pretty kooky that I haven't seen before. I thought it was very interesting. So, businesses get bad reviews all the time. That happens. But in this case, the customer was so mad that not only did they leave a negative review, they then on their Google Maps app went into the share an update about this customer. I think it just says like add photos and videos, like tell people what it's like there now. And so somebody went into Google Maps and they're like, I'll tell you what it's like there now. This place is awful. And then they uploaded a screenshot of their negative review onto that section, which is pretty devastating because the updates from customers that shows up on the profile is very prominent and it sticks there forever, like never disappears. So it's like, oh, you want to really take it to a business to piss you off? Well, there you go. That's your 1-2 punch. You leave them the negative review, then you upload it as an update from customers, and apparently it's been removed because I posted about this on like Reddit and lots of other places, and apparently like, within 12 hours the business was aware and they had it removed. But anyways, it's not technically what you should do, but it gives an interesting idea. This is a very underutilized section on the Google Business Profile. It is an interesting section that you can use for anything. Sure, yeah, you can blast bad businesses and upload screenshots of your reviews, but why? You could, almost every business owner has their business account and their personal account. Well, I'm yes, I was a pretend customer of this business, and here are some great photos of how awesome it is here. Like you could really use this section. Anyways, thought that was interesting. Link in the show notes.
Yes. It is an area of the business profile that a lot of businesses don't know exists. And because
Exactly.
it can't be monitored via any dashboard, so it's something that you need to actually go in and have a look at. So rather than obviously interesting potential for spamming, as Darren suggests, but
I'm not
I
suggesting that. Just to be clear, I do not suggest anyone go and do this. Yeah, but I do suggest that keep going, Claire. You gotta get. Let's hear what you
okay,
gotta say.
okay. What I'm saying is check it, because obviously that was very traumatic for that business that saw that thing. But real customers do leave updates in that section. I know this because I work with a business that has real customers leaving photos in there, good proper photos, not the other type of photos that often end up in that section. I
Yeah,
don't know if you know about that
I've heard of it.
issue. So yeah, and as a business, you can actually go in and then comment. So it's another place, like you would respond to your reviews. It's a really good idea to go in there and say, thank you for your photo of a tortoise. I'm glad that you enjoyed your visit to Folly Farm, for example. That's the type of thing that we see in there.
Holly Farmer is such a great client because of the just content. Like, could you have a better client for content? It's just cute, amazing animals content. That's like the greatest Google Business Profile client of all time.
And sorry, so when I talk about that and I say one of my amazing clients, they're like, yeah, well, that's all very well when you work with someone that has like baby rhinos being born, and we can't
Exactly.
all have that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for example, make the most of the opportunities that you have, where people will take photos, make photo opportunities for people.
100%.
Good.
Yep. Hidden secret feature, underutilized. Take advantage.
Yes. Is it me?
It is now you. Yeah. What do you got next?
Okay, well, I've stuck to 3 links this time. I don't know, just letting everyone know about we have a 3-link rule on this podcast. So this one has popped up just as a quick share, just because it's on LinkedIn. It's Aleda Solis. I saw that you and I both had the same link. This was obviously a nice little post that resonated with both of us.
Really good.
So it's just the SEO is dead. SEO is dead. SEO isn't dead.
Is it dead? Who knows? I don't know. Is it alive? Has it come back from the dead? Yeah.
Many times it's dead, it's alive, it's dead, it's alive. And Aleda's just bookmarked some really good stats about LLMs and alternatives to, Google. And she points out that yes, it is a growing market share, but Google is still going to be the key driver of revenue for a lot of businesses, and she links to some really good data. And also, she's just really good proponent of the sky is not falling down. You know,
Hmm.
we will change our approaches and we will adjust. And yeah, I just liked it because it's a bit snarky, it's a bit
Yeah.
funny, but it's a good post, so you should go and read it.
Yeah, I love Aleda, and I agree with everything she says. I think it's good times for SEO. And I call all of that SEO, by the way. People who are like, SEO is dead, they're talking about blue links on Google. Well, slap. No, it's not blue links on Google. SEO is everything. Search. I don't love this term, but it's search everywhere optimization, which is why I like to keep the acronym SEO because one, everyone already knows what it means. And two, it's applicable everywhere, everywhere. The E just replaced engine. Because honestly, what was SEO before? It wasn't search engine optimization. It was search Google optimization. It was SGO. But now it's SEO. And it's truly the E is for everyone. Okay. So I got another thing to talk about. What is it? It is I like that LinkedIn's algorithm has had some changes in the last little bit. I just keep getting like a post from 2, 3 weeks ago appearing in my feed from people that I care about. And I care about Amy Tillman. Amy Tillman had published a post about sharing an article that was written in February, but it's a oldie but a goodie. It's not new, but you should know it. And it maybe didn't get the exposure it deserved. So it's getting some extra exposure right now. But Tim Capper did a great article. Businessplaining your Google business profile appeal documents won't work. And he's not wrong. Basically, this is what happens. People go, they're like, oh, my business profile got suspended, but it's not fair. You don't understand. My Google business profile has this weird special setup that blah, blah. And Tim's article does a great job of saying, hello, nobody cares. Google especially does not care to hear your sob story because they have a checklist. We're talking about a contract, low income worker who gets paid the number of appeals that they deal with. And they are like, oh, you've written me 7 paragraphs. I will not be reading that. Denied. Like, it's just such a waste of time and nobody cares. It's like, does your Google business profile apply to this checklist? Do these things match? It's like, we need to get through these suspension appeals in 5 seconds per appeal. And it's like, checklist based operating. No one's reading your details. So I really love that. And I also love the idea that he came up with this new term, businessplaining. It's like mansplaining, but it's like any business owner can do it. So is a great article and you should read it. And he does give some specific things. He's like, listen, don't waste your time. Just make sure that your business profile name matches your legal business name in the documents you're submitting. If it does not, then don't waste your time. You just have to make that happen. If you submit a lease agreement, make sure that the business name is on that lease agreement. If you uploaded a personal bank statement instead of a business document, it will not fly. You must upload a business document. So it's just like he gives some specific things. Now, Claire, because you are one of the all-time greatest Google business profile product experts, I have a question for you. Can you explain what do you do when you have this situation where there is a parent corporation that then has subsidiaries and all the subsidiaries have their own little business names, but the parent corporation still pays all the bills. They pay the utilities, they pay like all of the banking statements, the tax documents, it's all in the parent corporation's business name. How does someone get around that when they're so strict about the matching of things? Do you have any suggestions for these people?
My suggestion would be to ask the world's best Google business profile product expert uh, that knows the answer. So I definitely ask someone like Amy
Sure.
or Tim or
Yeah.
Stefan or
Yeah.
Elizabeth about those things.
It is a tricky thing. So Tim's article does say like basically you're out of luck, but
Yeah.
there's got to be something you can do. So he does not cover that in his article. So this is your opportunity. Every listener, please now ping Tim Capper on social media and ask him.
Or better still, Ping us your questions and we will come up with an awesome resource to help you.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do? I don't know the answer, but we will find the answer. Good idea, Claire. And we will make the ultimate guide to what to do.
Yeah, especially edge cases, isn't it? Edge cases, because it's really lovely. The information from Google is limited in terms of what works and what doesn't work, and that is probably that's how it's meant to be. And then you've got people like, Tim, who's been in the Google Business Profile community for, I think, a million years, and is just so knowledgeable about what works and what doesn't work. So when someone publishes a piece of content like this from Tim, it's so useful to sort of manage your own expectation and what you should be doing as a small business to try and get the outcome that you need. So yes, what a good share, Darren, even though it was from February and you told me that we weren't allowed to share old
I never
pieces.
said I am not making any rules here.
I just like to flag all of these rules that Darren made and has purposefully breached. Yes.
Okay, so I'm done with my 3 links. Do you have a third one, Claire?
I think I've done all 3 of mine.
Oh, okay, perfect. We did it. Yeah.
'Cause it's just 3 each, you see, Darren.
Great. This is I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to all the rules you have set, Claire, and so I will abide by your rules for our podcast.
Okay.
So we did it. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you had a fun time, and I really hope that you now go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. That's all I hope. This is what I'm wishing for my birthday. So please go and leave us a review. We'd very much appreciate it. And, subscribe, do the other things. But the reviews, that's where it's at.
5 stars. Thank you. Love you. Goodbye.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Bye.